Hello, and thank you for joining me. Welcome to Public Comment. I'm Council Member at Large Derek Green. Spring is just around the corner, thankfully. That also means that Autism Awareness Month is on the way. Philadelphia is home to several organizations and advocates who have dedicated themselves to promoting equality and inclusivity via educational, technological, and economic advancements for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The ARC of Philadelphia is one of these phenomenal groups working to make a difference in so many people's lives. Executive Director Joseph Mancini is here today to shed light on their mission. We will sit down with him when we return to Public Comment.
Influenza is a virus that spreads every winter. Typically, we see the start of influenza season in December. Primarily, it picks up in January. Most years, we see the peak incidence occurring in February and March. It causes respiratory, febrile, fever-like illness, and it kills people. It killed 51 people last year in Philadelphia. The best strategy for people to recognize and to protect themselves from contracting influenza and staying safe is to practice good hygiene with respect to coughing, sneezing, hand washing, social distancing, we call it, when you separate yourself if you're sick from other people. So like we talked about, staying home from work or from school if you have symptoms. And then the best way is to get every year seasonal flu vaccine, because vaccine has the ability to provide your own protective immunity so that when you come in contact with viruses like this, you have some protection against getting sick. Vaccine is the best preventive measure we have to protect people from getting the flu. Influenza is it's a virus of the respiratory tract. And so someone who has influenza and is sick with symptoms, is coughing, talking, in close proximity, they'll spread flu in droplets. When they sneeze or cough or even talk, contain influenza virus particles, and that can land on somebody that's nearby within a 3 to 6 foot distance. And then someone can touch their face or their nose or rub their eyes and can get infected that way with influenza. It can also survive on surfaces. So if somebody doesn't use proper hand washing or doesn't cover their sneeze or coughs when they cough or sneeze, and they use their hands and then they touch a doorknob or a rail, virus can be put onto those surfaces, and then someone else can come along within a few hours, touch those surfaces, and then rub their face, rub their eyes, rub their nose, and then they can get influenza that way.
Welcome back to Public Comment. For today's interview, we're here with Joe Mancini of the ARC of Philadelphia, learning about all the great things they're doing in our city. Joe, welcome to Public Comment.
Thank you for having me, Councilman.
So how long have you been with the ARC of Philadelphia?
The ARC of Philadelphia have been going on just over 8 months, but I've been with the ARC family for about 5 years now.
Okay, and where did you come from before you came to Philadelphia?
I actually live in the Poconos.
Okay.
Worked in Lehigh, Northampton area for a few years, and then just recently I started commuting down to Philadelphia.
So what are some of the great things that the ARC of Philadelphia is doing in our region?
Well, first and foremost, our chapter is a strong advocate for individuals with intellectual disabilities and developmental delays, and that's in the school, home, or community. We're often acting as a voice for the people and making sure that their needs are being met and teaching our people that we serve how to be better self-advocates. And that's what we do on a regular basis. But as far as special projects, one of the really cool, unique things that we've done recently is built an assistive technology showroom into our first floor conference room. And the showroom was really built to highlight assistive technology that's there to support individuals with disabilities and try to help show that they can live in more of an independent fashion with the right supports. We're really targeting transition age youth, 14 to 21, have them come out and tour the building and see what's available and then how to access the funding to purchase this technology.
So when someone hears about the ARC of Philadelphia, what are the typical types of services that your organization provides?
We do advocacy first, and like I said, homeschool and community. We do some legislative advocacy as well. We also have a Health Meet project that provides free health assessments for individuals with intellectual disabilities and developmental delays. We have an AmeriCorps program that helps match individuals with intellectual disabilities with volunteer opportunities to help bolster their resume and hopefully secure future long-term competitive employment. We have our like child adult advocacy, and I'm missing one right now. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Our youth leadership program. I apologize.
Well, clearly the ARC of Philadelphia provide a lot of great services to the community. So if I have if I'm a parent with a child that has a learning or physical difference, how do I contact the ARC to get them involved?
So you can email me at jmancini@arcphiladelphia.org. You can also find us on Facebook at the ARC of Philadelphia, or on Twitter and Instagram at ArcPhilly. Any of those ways, they'll have direct emails or direct communication with me, and I'll be able to respond shortly.
And so how many people do you service on an annual basis at the ARC?
We're in the upwards of 2,000 people in a variety of different ways between advocacy and our special programs, or just resources that we provide to the community.
What are some of the things you would like people to know about the ARC?
I want you to know that we're available. A lot of people often hear that we know of the ARC of Philadelphia, but what is it that you do? And we want them to know that we have unique programs for everyone from children to adults. We really run the entire lifespan gamut and can provide services that really support our individuals in very unique ways.
Now, the ARC of Philadelphia is a nonprofit corporation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where do you get some of your funding, and who helps you deliver the services that you provide to people in our region?
Funding is from special grants on our end and donations, so we really rely on the community to help support our programs. We have a great team of grant writers at our organization that go out of their way to find unique funding sources, but everything comes from community support and grant.
So if someone wanted to support the ARC through community support, how could someone do that?
You can find our information to join our membership and our donate button on our website at the ARC of Philadelphia. You can also reach out to me, and we can discuss a variety of different ways that you can donate towards unique programs, like our youth leadership program that's coming up in May. It's a conference for transition age youth 16 to 21. If somebody was interested in sponsoring that, they could reach directly out to me, and a variety of other projects that they could reach out about.
Do you have any major fundraising events that support the ARC that people can support?
We do. We have an annual golf tournament, and we're part of a family of organizations. The ARC of Philadelphia and Spark Philadelphia are all one family, and we have an annual golf tournament, and that's really our main charitable event. So if they're interested in hearing any more about that, we have information on our website, but they also can reach out to me at my email.
Great, great. Now, do any of the people that have gone through the ARC come work for the ARC as well?
Absolutely. We have multiple people on my staff right now that have had our services through advocacy and have come on and joined our team. Right now we have a young man, Michael Anderson, who's our legislative advocate. He's one of our consultants, and he's there on a regular basis. He's helping us put together the conference, and just an amazing young man.
Okay. Are there any other type of projects you would like to see the ARC do into the future? You talked about some greater initiatives, but going out a year, 2, 3 years, how would you like to see the ARC grow?
I would like to see us be a leader in the community for all types of supports for people with intellectual disabilities. But one of the main initiatives that we're driving right now with our parent organization, the ARC of Pennsylvania, we're really trying to make PA an assistive technology first state, which means when providing supports or developing a plan for an individual with intellectual disabilities or developmental delays, the first thing we're looking at is assistive technology and how that can support our people. We'd like to really see a group of legislators come together and help us create some law or bill behind that, as well as maybe a declaration similar to our Employment First Act. We're really trying to drive that home, so that's one of our big projects right now.
And how does Philadelphia compare to other cities in reference to services with people that have a learning or physical difference?
I think that we're doing great work in Philadelphia. I think there's a lot of providers, not only the ARC, but a lot of providers in Philadelphia that are doing a lot of amazing, creative work to provide supports, but we could be doing so much more. Getting the information out to people that could support our programs and gaining a better understanding and really driving home the point that anyone can be productive and should have the right to an everyday life in the community with the right supports and the right help, can be as productive as anyone else. And we're really trying to drive that message home.
Okay. Well, Joe, I want to thank you for being here as a father with a son on the autism spectrum, and for families throughout the greater Philadelphia region. I thank you, and I thank the work that the ARC of Philadelphia does to really help families that have a child or a loved one with a learning and physical difference to really have an independent life. So thank you for all the work that you do.
And thank you for the support. You've been nothing but supportive to our efforts, and we really look forward to working with you and your team in the future. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. When we come back to public comment, we'll go into our social media segment. Stay tuned.
I've been here for 9 years, and I heard a lot of different calls.
Carefully cut the blue wire, not the red.
I try to help with whatever questions that come my way.
So place the first chopstick between your middle finger.
Here at Philly 311, We like to get the job done.
Okay. And may I have the address where you're reporting the illegal dumping?
Welcome back to Public Comment. Let's get into our social media session. As you may have heard, Mayor Jim Kenney recently unveiled his proposed budget for fiscal year 2020, which provides increased funding for public schools as well as public safety and street infrastructure. On Facebook, we asked the following questions. Question 1, what kind of city programs would you like to see implemented to improve cleanliness? From Lillian Reed Nunn, she states, get rid of these torn up houses, clean up the trash all over the city, especially these park areas. Question 2, potholes are a big problem in Philadelphia. What other components do you feel should be included in the proposed 5-year, $200 million investment for our streets? Laura Marie states, repainting the lane lines, especially along high traffic areas where mixed-use accidents with fatalities have happened. For example, bike, bus lanes, and crosswalks. Della Williams-Taylor also states, stop right turns on red lights. They're running over people that have the green lights. Mandatory speed bumps on all small streets. Get rid of yield signs. They are outdated. People do not yield. They do not stop. They pull out into oncoming traffic. Question 3, what kind of programs do you hope to see come out of the mayor's $30 million anti-violence initiative that don't currently exist in your community? Khadija Renee states, we need an anti-bullying crisis intervention unit assigned to schools. They would do prevention work as well as a crisis response. Cynthia Davis Barrows states, summer jobs for children is an investment in their future. All the homicides and shootings are affecting children in different negative ways. Most children are kept in the house and many live in fear. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. As a member council, I can't begin to tell you how valuable your input is. Be sure to stay tuned for information regarding upcoming public budget hearings where you can weigh in on many fiscal discussions related to our schools, community programs, and more. Next time, we will do a 2020 budget recap as well as discuss how to connect your kids with summer job opportunities and programs. That will do it for this edition of Public Comment. I'm grateful to our guest, Joe Mancini, Executive Director of the Arc of Philadelphia, for stopping by. And thank you, my fellow citizens, for watching and sharing your perspective. In honor of Women's History Month, I leave you with this thought from Anne Frank. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. I'm Council Member at Large Derek Green. I'll see you next time, and take care.